Okay, YouTube, how's it going, folks and AP friends, freaks and crazy people? I've taken some complaints about the amount of detail I'm given about the plants. So I thought, it would be boring, but obviously, I don't know, some people think not. So I thought I would try to shoot out here today in this overcast time. Maybe I could get a better description or visual depiction of what stuff looks like. So this might not go up based on how it looks. Okay, and a broader overview, get off of the plants. But I mean, then it just looks like a big bunch of green. But okay, I'll comply. Now you can see no bright sun today, just so that we can rehash. The sunflower, fine on this end, like always. And then over here, if you can see, the sunflower on this end, no wilting. So in conjunction with the hot sun and the turbulent vacuum created by the water drain on the roots causes this in midday to wilt as if it were in the ground. Okay. Another thing, people always complaining that family, basically, that always talk about the bad things. So whatever, but I figure the bad things is what's going to give people trouble. So one bad thing that I did was I put out a lot of these snow peas, and I put many of them along the line. What I should have realized, and I did not know, but I'll make this correction for next year, is that they will outgrow, it looks like, almost anything. So if I would have put them closer to the edge here, they would have climbed already and been ahead of the tomatoes. This looks like it's going to be the only really good one I have. Of course, there are some, as you can see, that are producing snow peas right there. And some of them are on the line and some of them aren't. There's some more that have just fallen off the line. So they are producing some, but I believe there's one laying right on the deck. But I believe this will probably be the most productive of the snow peas. It is going to continue to climb. So it outraced the cucumber. It outraced the green bean. So, there you have it for the beans, vines, and cucumbers. I'm going to go with, this was a result of the trace elements being thrown into the water, because now this is even new green growth, and this is not wavering. This is not wavering. Of course, this is not being repaired, but I believe more salt will do the trick. Okay, the okra is beginning to bud and flower. I saw flowers yesterday. They've obviously fallen off or something. Bird got them, I don't know. But there's the okra plants, and they're beginning to take off. Now, I don't know if I went over this before. I buried this plant. It fell over sideways, laterally, this way. And I just laid it on over and cut the bottom out from underneath of it and buried them. So now they're rooting here, and rooting here, and rooting there. So you can see, well, maybe you can't see. You can't see that up on it. This might not work, fellas, folks, people, ladies and gentlemen. 4 minutes. Okay, moving along. At any rate, so these are going up. This is actually the top of the plant right here. Actually the top at this end. This is the bottom. So now I've allowed it to fall over, and I'm going to grow upside down like you see them hanging ones. We're going to try it anyway. These here have fallen over also. It is 1, 2, 3, 4 plants. Now, interesting thing, I did do some trimming out so you can see a little better, but you can see all the yellow on the plant are going to be little cherry tomatoes, little salad tomatoes, the little round ones. And so they're going to be quite prevalent. They're everywhere. Okay, now, as a point of interest, all these have fallen over, and I supported them with this wire as I did last year. and then now they're going to make the turn and climb up the wire here, or the trellis. A point of interest, and I know it's probably common knowledge to regular gardeners, but I did not know. Obviously, there's an amount of stress that took place on the plants that retarded their growth because they have yet to have any blooms. Well, they've got blooms, but they've yet to be either pollinated or to have a point where I can tell that there's a piece of fruit or a tomato about to appear. But now I don't know if you can see over here because of the light, there is a tomato bulb and another tomato bulb and another tomato bulb. So I'm seeing tomato bulbs on this plant. Now what I did is I boxed it in this concrete block, so it would take a lot of wind to knock it over. So since it had this advanced start, and quite frankly this, out of all the plants, well, and this one too, was the runt. So it's doing quite well. The runt has now surpassed the ones that were superior, and that's why they fell over. They couldn't take the wind, and the runt did. But now the runt has now taken off. You can see it has not fallen over, so it remains tall. This one fell over, and I let it grow, just run down the side like a vine, and all the side sprouts that were indeed tiny before have now grown up to be big, tall runners. I hope that they will fall, or I can pull them back to this wire, as I'm going to leave this as a bush, hopefully. And that's all I can say about that. This is a bean. I can't remember what type of bean. Oh, this is the lima bean, and it looks like it's just stalled. I think it's getting blocked out from over here because it was on a run. It was tearing. And I pushed it over here to this, tried to make it climb this. I was trying to get it to the sunflower. That's why the sunflower is here, to be a pole, but that might not work. Okay, 7 minutes. This is mostly tomatoes. We went over how I trimmed them out laterally and laid them long ways to create more root section. What I've done now is I put a temporary rope in between here and use pantyhose. Mostly, I think I use t-shirt on one, and I just tie them very loosely. It's just to give them support. There's some more blooms, by the way, just to give them some support, and until they can get up here. So I have about another, I'd say, 2 weeks before. Sorry about the jump and judder. Before I think they'll reach the top up here. Okay. Okay, this is another plant over here. I intend to just do like the hanging plant, just let it fall over. This doesn't get a terrible lot of light over here. Those of you that's watching the game realize. But oh well, what the hell. It was struggling over there inside the nursery, and I said, man, it wants to live, so who am I? So I brought it over and stuck it in. A little piece of fruit I need to pick, because that will then allow that to grow. But for those people that are just now tuning in, I've left these here for the bugs to eat, because they like them, I guess. That is Indian mustard greens, okay? For those of you that wanted to know. This is the basil, it's taken off. And I plucked the pepper off of that first one there. And I plucked the pepper off of that third one right there. And I plucked the pepper off of this one right here. So when you pluck those first peppers, and they got pretty big pretty fast, I'm pretty shocked by that. The object is to pluck them fast, and then they're supposed to bear even more fruit. This thing right here has yet to produce a piece of fruit, but it has jumped, and it needed to too, because if it didn't, that basil will put them out of there. Oh, I'm almost out of time. I could talk about the slime and the uneaten food. I know I've went over that before, but the beneficial bacteria required to eat the undigested food and or organic plant matter that doesn't get liquefied is very important, because you cause flooding and you cause exposure, light to hit the water. It's overcast today, but that can cause the string algae to build up. Okay, that's it. 9:43. I hope this is a little more informative without being boring. I don't get it, but okay, I've attempted to comply. I appreciate you guys.